Pricing your services as a social media manager involves you balancing so many things, and it involves a lot of factors. You can't just wake up and say, oh, I'm gonna charge $3,000 today, or oh, my services are going to start from $5,000. There are a lot of things that actually go into pricing. In this podcast episode, I am going to be diving deep into the factors that affect your pricing as a new or seasoned social media manager. I struggled with pricing for a lot of years, and I wish I could have found someone that would have broken it down for me the way I'm going to break it down for you guys today. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Bolaji. I am the social media ogre, and my job is to teach you how to use social media the right way. And if you're someone who is looking for or thinking of starting a career in social media management and you need someone to guide you, hi bestie, let's be friends. So make sure to subscribe and make sure to like this video. If you're listening to me on any of the podcast platform, make sure to follow. And I will say you should switch over to YouTube because I'm going to be showing a lot of calculation in the video. I know it might be different for you if you're listening, but if you are watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see how well I am calculating the pricing. So the first thing I would say determines how much you would charge, or is one of the factors that will affect your pricing, is your experience and your skill. If you know that you're not experienced, you cannot wake up and say, oh, today I'm going to charge $2,000 as the minimum package for my social media management pricing. No one is going to buy from you. Your proper experience in social media management, even if you volunteered or even if it was informal for a lot of years, can impact your pricing. You need to be way experienced to charge for like premium packages. If you're not experienced and you're not offering premium services, nobody is going to pay you premium, or it's not going to be easy for you to find high ticket clients. You need to also like charge based on your level of experience. If you're a beginner, you're just starting out, don't be afraid to collect the $100 package, because everyone literally starts from somewhere. Yes, a lot of people might be charging more than that, and they might be on the same experience level as you, but I promise you they are not going to be able to offer that particular service level that an experienced person would offer. Now, pricing is different for everybody. I might be experience, 9 years experience, and somebody that has 5 years experience is charging way more than I am. That comes to the second factor that determines your pricing level, which is the skill. The person might be skilled in something I am not. A client that has their videos edited with Premiere Pro will pay a lot because Premiere Pro itself is expensive than CapCut. Skill level also determines or affects your pricing as a social media manager. The third thing that will affect your pricing as a social media manager is your scope of services. What type of services are you rendering? Like I made an example to the video editing with Premiere Pro. If you don't offer video editing as part of your services, someone that offers video editing as part of their services might charge way higher than you who is not offering video editing. If the only thing you offer to your clients is platform management, which is you just post, you're not creating the content for them, your pricing will be different from someone who is offering the entire content creation services and platform management services to their clients. Another thing to consider when it comes to scope of services is the complexity of the tax that you are offering to that client. If the tax you are offering to a client is way complex, please make sure that you price the hours that you're going to spend on that complex tax and add it to your pricing. Make sure it reflects in your pricing. So I'm going to give you an example. I recently signed a client for YouTube management because I just started a new service for YouTube management. When she got someone to manage a YouTube channel, the person was uploading videos with copyrighted sound. It's very complex for someone like me that is taking on a client to now go back, start trimming or replacing those sound, because one thing I'll first do is I would have to look for the sounds that are compatible with that video, even though I'm not the one that edited with that video. Second thing I will do is I will replace that sound to overwrite the copyrighted sound. And this is like a lot of videos. So that's like a complex work. When I was charging, I made sure that the complexity of the work I was supposed to do was reflecting. And I made sure to tell her that the time it would take me to do this particular task is going to be way more than the time it takes me to like upload a new video, optimize it, design the thumbnail. The next one will be your client size and your industry. Now, if you're someone that works with big companies, you should be able to like charge higher price. But if you're someone that works with small business owner and you say your services are $5,000 per month, so a small business owner that is not even making up to $1,000 is not going to be able to afford you. So you need to consider your client size and your industry when you are calculating your pricing. There are also certain industries that might justify their high prices. For example, if you're working with the finance industry or the health industries, those industries are, how I say it, way, way, way expensive, especially the finance industries, because they have many rules and regulations that will actually justify the stress that you are going to go through when you price your product. Just calculate your stress level with it, and it just justifies why you're charging the highs. A social media manager that works with the real estate niche can justify their high pricing because they know how expensive the real estate niche and how hard it is to create content for people in the real estate niche. Larger businesses with bigger budgets can definitely afford higher rates as compared to small businesses. You need to consider your client size and your industry when you're making your pricing or putting together your pricing. Now, this one is very, very important. When I was in Nigeria, I saw a post of someone saying, our counterparts, our mates, our colleagues in the United Kingdom, in the UK, in the US, in Europe are charging way more than we do. And when people come over, they say this, they say that they are coming to Nigeria for cheap labor. They're coming to Nigeria for cheap labor because the geographical location of where you are as a social media manager affects your pricing. You might not want to hear it, but it is true. Your geographical location determines a whole lot of things. I have seen jobs on Twitter, on Indeed, on Glassdoor that go to African countries and pay lower because they feel like the exchange rate is working for the Africans over there, because our money is shit in Africa. Let's be honest. I charge in pounds now. When I was in Nigeria, I couldn't charge in pounds. I've never actually charged in pounds. I've charged in dollars. But now that I'm in the United Kingdom, I can charge in pounds because I live here. And I can tell you, your geographical location makes a whole lot of difference when it comes to your pricing. Clients in regions with higher cost of living, let's say the United Kingdom, are often more willing to pay. For example, people in the United States earn more than the people in the United Kingdom. I don't know why that is, but it just boils down to geographical locations. You see a lot of TikToks with social media managers telling you, this is how much they made in dollars. This is how much, even on YouTube, the payments that they give out to people in different geographical location actually reflects your RPM, the amount of dollars that the people in the US are earning compared to you that is in Africa reflects in your geographical location. So you need to consider your geographical location when you're charging. You need to think that, am I going to be able to get clients from a different geographical location, or the clients in my geographical location going to be able to afford my pricing if I price it in dollars? I know a lot of people are like, I want to price in dollars, I want to price in dollars. But if they're spending cedis in your country, they're spending naira or rands in your country, I see no reason why you should be giving them a dollar rate card when they don't spend dollars in your country. Nah, give them the local currency. And when you have international clients, you can now charge them in their own local currency. Another thing that actually affects your pricing is the project term and the frequency. I'm going to use the YouTube client I just signed. I am doing a long-term project for her. I'm not doing a short-term project, but if I was doing a short-term project for her, my pricing might be higher than a long-term project. That's why you see a lot of social media managers sign a 6-month retainer so that they can reduce their pricing a bit for their clients. Long-term contracts or retainers often come with lower rates than short-term contracts. If you are looking to work with a client per month, you might charge a higher rate than if the client is willing to pay like 3 months upfront or 6 months upfront. Another thing to consider is the one-time project. If it's a one-time project, it's a one-off project. You might charge higher rates for a one-off project than a project that is continuous or a long-term project. The project duration and the frequency of that project will determine how much you'll be charging. Another thing that affects your pricing as a social media manager is your level of involvement. Like I talked about in the first example that I said, when it comes to you editing videos, how hands-on are you when it comes to that particular client? Are you directly managing their account? Are you editing their videos? Are you creating content? Are you going to shoot their reels for them? Are you helping them to do behind the scenes videos, edit the videos? Are you creating their graphic? If you're directly hands-on, your pricing might be higher than someone who is not directly involved with their clients. That's why I said not one price fits all. So don't compare your pricing to Bolanji's pricing. Don't compare your pricing to Sophia's pricing. You need to be able to stand on your 2 legs and defend your pricing if someone brings it up with you. This next factor is very, very important. I feel like a lot of social media managers don't actually consider it. The tools and subscription you use should actually reflect in your pricing. For example, for someone like me, I pay for Canva, I pay for CapCut, I pay for WordTune, I pay for Descript. I'm not going to be charging every single client. This is what I'm paying for. This is why I'm not going to be able to do that. But then I will sit down, calculate how much it is per year and think, okay, how many clients do I need to have to be able to afford this subscription per month? Because most times I just pay for a year before I even get a client. But how many clients do I need to have so I can make this money back and even make an interest to be able to like pay for the next one? You need to calculate how much your tools and your software cost. Look for alternatives as much as possible. If you can use Google Meet and stop using Zoom, if Google Meet still serves you well and you can still screen record, switch to Google Meet. If you don't have to pay for Notion Pro and you can use the free version of Notion, please use it. One of the apps I will tell you that you probably have to pay for as a social media manager is Canva. And you can pay for it with people. You can pay as a team. You don't have to like pay for it alone. But I realized that I like paying for it alone because with team, you have to design in the team workspace. And I don't want any other person seeing my designs or the things I'm doing on Canva because there are some things that I sell and I design on Canva. You need to consider the subscriptions you use and also the licenses. For someone that uses Premiere Pro, it's very expensive to pay for Premiere Pro. They have to consider the licenses that they have to buy when it comes to like delivering quality value or delivering quality services to their client. So you need to calculate this and put it in your pricing in a way that you know that, okay, I can be able to recover this money back. The next one is market demand. The level of competition in your niche or your area of influence can affect your pricing. Higher competition in a particular niche can actually push you to either lower your rates or inflate your rates. Now, if there's a niche that there's so many social media managers, like for example, the fashion niche, you might want to lower your rates significantly a bit where you're not also losing money. You can attract more clients. It is a competition. Make sure you're the one winning. Also, an high demand for social media management services can allow you to set your rates higher. If there's competition, you lower your rates in a way that you are the one that clients are coming to meet while you're still offering the same value. But if there's a higher demand or a lot of people are looking for social media managers and they can't find the right one, increase your rate significantly. Wisdom. The last one before I go into the formula of calculating your rates is the client expectations and the requirements. Now, some clients might want a la carte services, and a la carte services are custom requests. Maybe they want a customized service. They want a service that you probably have not thought of offering. For example, let's say you don't offer email management services and the client wants that and you don't want to lose them. You can offer a la carte services, and this will significantly affect your pricing and increase it. Also, your response time. Some clients might want 24/7 access to you, which I feel like you shouldn't give them, but they might want your response. They might want you to respond to them on time and for you to be readily available to them outside of the standard working hours. They might need to pay for that. Make sure you're charging them for that. Now, let's talk about the formula to pricing your rates as a social media manager. Number one, you need to determine your monthly income goal. You need to decide how much it is you want to make per month. And this should cover your living expenses, your business costs, and also your profit margin. Number two, you want to evaluate the scope of work. You need to define the scope of work for each client, including the number of platforms you will be managing for them, the amount, the type of content that you're going to create, and the level of engagement and monitoring required. The next thing you want to also do is you want to consider the market rates and your competitors. A lot of people don't consider that they have competitors. You think that you're just the only one that clients are going to know. It is a very competitive field out there, especially in the social media management niche. You need to research what other social media managers, especially beginners, are charging in your area of influence or your industry. Another thing you need to consider is you need to factor in your business expenses. Include any costs associated with your tools, your software tools, your taxes, because social media managers here, they're freelancers, they pay taxes because they run businesses. I know that a lot of people in Africa don't take their taxes seriously, but if you want to, you want to grow, you need to start taking your taxes seriously. Speak to a tax advisor. I took my taxes seriously when I was in Nigeria, and I pay my tax every year. And another thing is you need to also estimate the value of your services. Consider the perceived value and the impact of your services on your clients and on their business. This can help you to justify your higher rates. Let me show you how you can calculate this formula and what this formula will look like. Formula is monthly rate equals desired monthly income plus business expenses plus number of clients times the value adjustment. Now, the value adjustment is a factor usually between 1 and 1.5. It can be less than 1 and it can be more than 1.5. Now, what exactly is the value adjustment? Is basically based on you. You're the one that would rank yourself when it comes to your value adjustment. It's more of your specialized skills. Are you the one in market demand? For someone like me now, my value adjustment is 1.5 because a lot of people want me to manage their page and everything. For a beginner, I would say yours might be 1 or between 1 and 1.3. So as a beginner, it will be between 1 and 1.3. And this helps you to adjust the perceived value of your services, the market rates, and also your competitive positioning. Now, the desired income is your target earnings per month. How much do you want to earn per month? For this example, I'm going to use $3,000. Your business expenses would be monthly cost for tools and software. For this example, I'm going to use $5,000. The number of clients can be estimated number of clients that you can manage. For this example, I'm going to use 5. Then value adjustment, I am going to use 1.2. Now, these are my numbers in the example, and the monthly rate is going to be 3,000 plus 500 over 5 times 1.2, and it's going to give us 3,500 over 5 times 1.2. That's 700 times 1.2, and that's going to give us 840. So basically what we've calculated for this monthly rate would be for every single client you will charge, and for to be able to meet your monthly target of $3,000. every month. And this is your moderate pricing. Now, let me go further and explain the tiers of packages that you should have when it comes to your pricing. With this particular value of 840, I have been able to say, all right, says 840 is my standard package. My minimum package would be 500 as a beginner. That means I'm only managing one platform, 10 basic posts per month, basic engagement, and it's not too much stress, but I will still also be making money. So this is my lowest package. My standard package is still 840, and I'm managing 2 to 3 platforms. I'm not doing more than 20 posts per month, and I'm giving them moderate engagement and analytics. Then for my premium package, it is going to be way higher than my standard package of 840 because I am doing way more. I am managing 3 to 4 platforms. I am charging them $1,200. I'm doing 30 posts per month, and I'm doing advanced engagement and analytics. With $1,200 per month, I am making way more as opposed to the $3,000 per month. This is how you can price your packaging with this particular formula. This is the formula I would advise you to use going forward. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you found this helpful. I know pricing can be a lot. Trust me, I understand how pricing can be, but I hope these tips help you determine how much to price as a social media manager. And I hope like this podcast episode, this video, the illustrations, and every single thing I did helps you determine, okay, this is how much I'm going to price, or helps you understand how to price yourself as a social media manager. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.